Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are having a blessed day today. Today I thought we would jump in and do photo-friendly makeup, and this was requested. So this is makeup for like family photos, any kind of flash photography, IDs, passport, all of that. I'm going to give you my tips and tricks on photo ready makeup. So let's get started. First off, I used the Profusion No Budget Eyeshadow Primer, and this is to help my eyeshadow last all day long. And I also did my brows off camera. I used the LaColors Browie Wowie. And for primer, I went ahead and primed my face. I'm using the Stick It to Pores from Hard Candy, and I recommend using a matte primer. And we'll talk more about that later. And I'm using the Profusion Minimalist palette. So today I'm taking this bottom or last row first shade. It's a pinky mauve shade, and I'm windshield wipering that in the crease. And I'm doing a feminine look. That's what I was going for. That's what I was thinking. I would just do some kind of look like this for pictures, or, you know, it's just, you know, this is what I would do. And this is the Balm Batter Up eyeshadow pencil, and, or well, shadow stick, and I am blending that on the lid. And to prevent creasing, make sure you blend it out really well. I'm just using that for a secondary base. So, fifth shade in the first row, I'm taking that, and it's just a peachy shade, and I'm placing it on the lid. Now, even though the secondary base was shimmery, it's still going to be covered up by this matte eyeshadow, which I love. So it doesn't matter if you use a shimmery base or matte, whatever. Just pick whatever you want as a secondary base, as long as it's close to the same color. Now, the sixth shade in the fifth row, I'm going to take that and place it on a pencil brush, and I'm using that in my outer corner. Now, the pencil brush is best. It's going to be able to get into that small outer corner area and have precise placement. So I'm just putting this in the outer corner and dragging it just a tad in the crease. I don't want a super dramatic look. I don't want an overdone look. I just want a nice, simple look, blend it out, and go about my way. I don't want anything too crazy with the eyes, you know, but that's just me for photos. Like, I want to look more like natural beauty is shining through versus completely made up to the gill, you know, if that makes sense. So I think less is best most of the time. And the next shade is the first shade in the palette, which is in the first row there. And I'm just using that as a brow highlight. And I'm using a matte one here. This is an all matte look. Now, in pictures, especially with flash photography, you don't want too much shine going on, because the blowback will, you know, once the camera flashes, you know, it's going to be boom, you know. Profusion Feel Good Skin Longwear Skin Perfector. This is a new foundation that I've been trying for a couple months, and it is a very nice foundation. I'm using that with a beauty sponge, and I'm going to use a little bit of this. I'm not going for full coverage. Like I said, I'm more of like, want to go for like natural kind of beauty, but just kind of enhance those features. So I'm going to apply this all over the face like you normally would your foundation. And I'm doing a pretty thin layer of this once again to enhance, just come off like natural beauty versus not super makeup. And I'm going to apply this all over. Now, this foundation is buildable, and it's a medium coverage foundation, but it is buildable to full. It doesn't look cakey throughout the day or anything like that. It actually feels pretty lightweight, and I like that about it so much. This is just a under eye brightener concealer, and I would be careful with the under eye concealer as well. Just another side note, it will give you some flashback when you have your pictures, so less is more once again. And this is the AOA Studio Soft Light Loose Powder, and I'm going to use a tiny bit of this. I don't want to look ghostly. I don't want to have a white overcast. I do not want blowback in the pictures from this white powder, and I don't want to look cakey. So along with the matte primer, we used a skin-like foundation, and used very little concealer and powder. And I definitely recommend, if you want an airbrush kind of finish, buff out with a large buffer brush all of the products on your face. You'll see me do that a lot. I do that and it just all blends so nicely. I use the buffer brush from e.l.f. Now this is just me bronzing and doing blush, which I feel just do it however you want to personally. Just don't go too overboard. And because, you know, less is more. And I'm using the Benefit Hervana blush, and I love this blush. It's very natural. I feel like it looks like it came within, and it just gives you that nice bit of color without being too much color, if that makes sense. And once again, you'll see me blend all of that out into the skin. And this is Tiki, and I debated on whether or not to do highlight, and I did very little highlighting. I did do it in the normal spots, but I chose a very light highlighter just to accentuate some of the highlighting points of your face that naturally would be highlighted. Do not go overboard with the highlighter. I definitely recommend not going overboard with the highlighter, especially with flash photography. I'm also going to set my brows with some clear mascara, because who wants their brows looking wonky in a picture? You know, I'm sure we've all been there. So set your brows. And the eyes and the face are almost done. Like, we're almost there. And I'm just tightlining with a black eyeliner in the upper waterline. Now on the lower lash line, I'm bringing a bit of the eyeshadow, the plummy eyeshadow, to the lower lash line, just a tad, not much. Once again, I don't want to close off my eyes for the pictures either, so that's why I just kept the eyeshadow on the lower lash line and did not bring it in the inner corner. And this is an eye brightening. This is a brow highlighter from WetnWild, but this is going to open my eyes up. It's a nude brightening pink pencil, and it's going to open my eyes up. I do not want to close my eyes off. Okay, you shouldn't either. Definitely no smoky eyes for the, you know, photo and all that. But a quick tip here on taking mascara off. You think you ruined your look? Nope. Just wait till your mascara dries. Take a Q-tip and just kind of rub it off. Take that mascara off, and it removes without removing your makeup. So for lips, I chose to do a nude pink lip. Once again, just kind of gives a little bit more color to the face and more like a natural lip color, because it looks very close to my natural lip color. I definitely recommend you doing the same with a lip. Don't go too bold. Don't go too light, because that also could look a little weird. Don't forget to set your makeup, you guys, so you're not going to look cakey. Your makeup looks fresh and ready to go. And definitely for pictures, like I was talking earlier, I want to stress this. Don't use like a luminous foundation. Don't use a lot of highlighters. Don't use a lot of shimmery eyeshadows, because all of those can affect flash photography. So that's our look. I hope you found it helpful and easy to achieve. Take some tips and tricks from the video. I thank you so very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos like this. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell if you haven't already. Thank you always for watching. Don't forget to check that description box for additional links.